Alright guys, it's Joe here, and today I got a nice little match of kill confirmed on Resistance. I'm using the Scar over a red dot sight. No proficiency because I'd only just leveled up. Or only just prestiged. 5th prestige because I'm for the win and a badass. Anyway, I am here today to talk about a very important situation. But first of all, I must point out I am completely retarded. I thought I was recording and managed to do this whole commentary. Said everything I wanted to say perfectly. Everything I thought I got across very well. And you know what I did? I didn't have the microphone put on right, so I recorded the whole commentary, talking to myself. Nothing recorded. So sometimes I'm just too smart for my own good. And yeah. So yes, my commentary I want to do today, and I've been wanting to do this sort of commentary for a while. And that start there was pre-rape. But anyway, it's a pretty serious issue and something I've wanted to discuss for a while with the YouTubes. And I've finally come up with a good analogy to what I've wanted to say, and something I've been thinking about a lot. And something that's sort of re-sparked my thought process of this is basically, if you live in the UK, there's a lot of talk at the moment, especially in football, well, majorly in football, and also some politician was accused of being racist, so race is what I want to talk about. And the politician who said something about race was like, she was being racist to white people. And she said something like, typical white people dividing and conquering upon themselves, something like that. Anyway, it was in context of colonialism, which is completely fair because that's exactly what British did. Anyway, but in terms of football, it's been racism towards black people, which is the main. When anyone ever thinks of racism, that's what they think of. It's sort of like offensiveness to black people, or that's what I associate it with, because that's what I learned. I didn't learn to be racist. That's not what I'm saying, but that's what I learned when I did a lot of stuff about civil rights movements for the 1940s and 60s, and that's what I associate racism with. That's the main thing I associate racism with. And when I've looked at a lot of that sort of stuff, and when I look at it, I just think how silly and how horrible people have been to other races, or I say other races in quotations because it's something I want to get onto in a bit, but. So, my stance on racism is it's a completely stupid thing, and people who are racist themselves, they tend, I feel idiocy or ignorance spreads that sort of racism, because it's a natural reaction to be wary of something that you don't understand or you are new to. And when you live in a predominantly white family, or you live in a white neighbourhood, when you see someone different, i.e. black, Asian, Indian, Pakistani, that sort of race, you're very wary of what they are, and like, oh, they can't be right. I'm wary of them. There's a beautiful example somewhere like thousands and thousands of years ago, when Homo sapiens, there was another sort of race, they'd split off and evolved, and the Homo sapiens killed the other race because they were different, and that's because they didn't really understand them and they were wary of their differences. And now that we're a lot smarter and a lot more educated, why should we still be racist towards other people? I just think it's ignorance, and people are like, oh, they took all our jobs. No, they didn't. They were probably more viable to employ. So you can basically shut the fuck up about that sort of stuff. So, well, except for those darn Polish. No, I'm joking. That's just cheap wages and people exploiting people. And, they're just there to fill in that gap. If they're exploitable, they're going to be exploited. And same thing with slaves. So, yeah, anyway. My analogy that I want to put forward, and the analogy I think it's pretty good, and I want your guys' opinion as well. So, what I want to get across is, what is race, basically? A guy I was watching the news sort of brought this up, and I took this a step further, or in my personal opinion, I thought I took this a step further. He was trying to find what is race. And the way I see it is, I use Elder Scrolls as a perfect example, right? So, In this world, there's no such thing as any other different being. There's no such thing as Khajiit cat people, or Argonians lizard people, or Argonians. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, there's no such things as those. There's just humans. Human is a race. And the way I put Elder Scrolls into this is, there's humans, there's elves, there's Argonians, there's Khajiits. Khajiits, Argonians, lizard people, cat people. They're different. They are genetically different. One's a bloody cat. One's a cat man. One's a lizard man. They are different. They are genetically, racially different, because they are different to a human. That is race, right? That is race, plain and simple. Human beings, that is one race. Doesn't matter what colour skin you are, we all function the same, we all have the same limitations. That is race. So that's what I want to put forward to you. There's no point in racism because there is only one race. And if you start putting subcategories of colours and skins, then you're a moron because there's just one race. That's it, there's one race. So unless someone can breathe underwater, if someone's a mermaid, half fish, half person, then that's a different race, right? So that's what I want to say. That's my idea of it. And when you see people being racist and stuff like that, they're essentially picking on the first thing they don't like about that person. And people can be taught to be racist. A lot of people are brought up in racism, will be racist themselves, and that's how racism continues to go. You can outlaw it as much as you want. It's until people stop maintaining that idea, that perception, is when racism will stop. And I don't live in a racist family at all. My family aren't racist. They don't care about any of that sort of stuff. I'm not racist. I don't really care what kind of skin you are. But the way I deal it, I'm not going to like someone if they're a dick. If someone's a dick, then I'm not going to like him. Doesn't matter what colour skin they are a dick. If they're a dick, not everyone's a dick, but if someone's a dick, I'm not going to like him. I'm saying dick too much. It's never enough. There's never enough dick. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to put across. Someone could just be a dickhead regardless of what colour skin they are. So that's the way I perceive people. Doesn't matter what race they are. So yeah, that's my whole analogy of it. You know, race is just, there's no such thing as race essentially until we're aliens. Then we can be fearful of them because we will not understand them, and that's why people are racist, because people don't understand stuff. That are just pure ignorance. So yeah, that's my whole idea of it. And also one thing I've always noticed is people like celebrities or comedians. I watch a lot of comedy. I love comedy. I love stand-up, panel shows, all that sort of jazz. So when you see people being racist or make broad generalisations or stereotypes for humour, that's humour. They're not racist. They're just doing it because it's funny. And I think that's quite... Sorry, my sister just texted me and it's just completely thrown me off completely. God damn it. But yeah, that's what I'm just trying to say. Is just... I've lost all train of thought. I hate my sister. Bloody texting me, ruining my trains of thoughts. So yeah, that's what I'm just basically trying to put forward. Race, if you're a cat person, then yeah, you're a different race. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I think racism is stupid. But yeah, when you can get into all stupid things about subcategories of religion. Ugh. Religion causes a lot of arguments. If you just look at Ireland, a lot of arguments. A whole lot of arguments. Stuff I choose to ignore because it's just silly. I'll stick to my small, meaningless world of COD and the internet, where a lot of people seem to be racist. But are probably not, but they just do it because they think it's funny. So yes, this match is coming to an end. I've lost all train of thoughts. This is the second time I've done this same conversation. It's always bizarre, doesn't it? It probably sounds really weird now because I've admitted that I've done the whole thing twice, and I don't know, I just think it's weird. Or that could just be me being weird. But anyway, this match is over. I think I went 42 for 7. Actually, I'm pretty sure it is because I've just seen the screen. I don't know why Jack beat me. Probably collecting more tags, or it's homosexual. Oh, that's why, because he had a shotgun. He has a theory which I will explain in a later video. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you later.